Hi, my name is Steve Elias, and I'm the 2010 Editorial Hairdresser of the Year for the North American Hairdresser Awards. And I'm an invited guest artist for number 4 hair care. So today's class is focusing on what's called from behind the chair to behind the lens. And I'm going to be focusing on showing you tips and tricks to sort of utilize on a photo shoot. And how I went about sort of getting started in that field. For the next technique, we're going to create what's called the cloud technique, which creates a big ethereal soft finish to the hair that you can remold and mold in any way you like. All right, she looks like a hot mess, but there's a purpose to it. So this is what's called, I call this sort of like a cloud technique, where we're gonna make the hair look like fuzzy cotton, but very cloud-like, very ethereal. You can change it, and this is really good because once it's set, you can remold it any way you want. So it's like super pliable, malleable sort of hair. All right. And the way I sort of came across this technique is I was flat ironing like a girlfriend's friend of mine, a girlfriend's hair of mine, and I don't know what I was doing, but I was like talking about something, and I forgot to comb the hair out, and it was just like, and I went like this with the flat iron, and I flat ironed like the knots that I hadn't uncombed out yet. And so I went like this, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So I was like, let me take this a little bit further and see what I can do with it. You can, to achieve a softer look, do it with a flat iron. I want it really textured. I want it like really overdone. So I'm gonna use a crimping iron. And don't be afraid to use like a crimping iron or hot rollers or a lot of these tools or techniques that are called like old school techniques. That's what's really. Do I have a comb? Here we go. I'll use this one. I'm done. That's what's really hot right now. You know, I get asked to do like a lot of 40s, like Mad Men's really popular at this point. So it's like a lot of like 40s waves, little bobs, you know, the pattern 8 sets, you know. So it's just a lot of learning your basics, and you know the crimpers, you know, very 80s, but there's a lot of great sort of ways that you can reimagine your tools. And rethink about what you're doing. So what I did is I just sort of laced it out a little bit, and you know, and then what you do, I mean, if you're going to do this technique, I would suggest doing that like on the wig and putting it on your model, and not really on your model. But hey, if you need to do it, just do it. I did this technique for a shoot that we did. It was very like Mad Max. We shot in like some crazy dunes. And what I did is I grabbed hair extensions that were about that long. I did like the tightest, coolest like ponytail. And then I did this technique and I just wound it around. And so basically she just had this long fuzzy thing. And so I didn't crimp it as much. What I did is I did a soft lacing, and then I did a flat iron rather than a crimping iron. So what it did is just did like a slight little soft variation of it. And it still looked like a long ponytail, but it had like a really beautiful balloon effect. And you go in. Don't be afraid to nuke that hair a little bit. And just for the sake of time, use a little bit of non-aerosol spray. I like a variation between the thermal protecting spray and the non-aerosol and the Mighty hairspray, depending on what I want to do. This is definitely going to give me it's a little bit more of a great sort of malleable spray that I can sort of go in and do great sets with. The thermal protecting spray gives you a little bit more shine, and is similar to the non-aerosol spray, but I like that because it's a bit softer though. So I want it just a little bit harder. Am I right, Tonya? Did I go off track on that? Where is she?
You're perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Absolutely perfect. It was designed to give shine, but not have any drag in the hair. And really, really helps to guard and protect that hair when you're using hot irons. You know how hot the irons get today, so you can really use them. So this is really designed to keep that hair shiny and not burn or not steam it when you do it. So.
And she needs it right now. She is not happy with me. Too bad. All right. So I'm going to go in, I'll sort of brush this out a little bit, all the way. I mean, make sure you sort of brush it. I think what you want to do is you want to brush it from, when you do something like this, you brush it from the root down. I mean, from the ends up. So what you do is, and notice because I laced it, I didn't really get in there and like pack it down. So what it does is it makes it a little bit easier to brush that out. And then you go in. And I know this isn't very nice on her, is it? But just say, it's editorial hair. Don't worry about it. You're going to look amazing. Wait till you see the clothes. It's just amazing. She's very dead or alive, spinning me around right now. For all you older people, you know what I'm talking about. All these young kids are like, who is dead or alive? And also, another great thing that's really important when you are doing this, it's not even about knowing how to do hair. It's just being very sort of abreast on sort of the types of variations of hair. Because art directors and people, people that are like have this vision for their photo shoots will throw references at you. You know, they'll want, give me 1940s, but I want a little bit of like a slight 60s Twiggy turn to it. You know, and you have to know what that is. You know, and you have to be like, okay, I'll do that thing that you want me to do, but I don't know. Thank God for smartphones. You can hide in the bathroom and look up YouTube, and it's just Twiggy, who is that? So yeah, you can be like, I don't know what you are talking about. I had this one incident where my weakness is braids, because I have, big fingers, and I'm really bad at doing really tiny, intricate braids, because it just drives me bananas, So, but anyways, I show up to this shoot, and the photographer is like, the model has like extensions down to here that I'm going to put in her hair. There's all this like tribal wardrobe, and the photographer says, I want some really amazing sort of fishtail braids. And I'm like, I don't know what fishtail braids are. I mean, I know what they are, but I don't know how to do them. So I'm going, okay, no problem, I'll do them. Excuse me for a second. I went to the luckily we had We had a, oh, I can go like this. You gotta see what I'm doing. Luckily, they had the RV for the shoot, and where I was doing hair anyway, and I, honest to goodness, locked myself in the bathroom for like 10 minutes, and thank God we had Wi-Fi, and I looked up fishtail braids on YouTube, and I did a couple of tutorials, and I was like, all right, I think I get the gist of it. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna try this. And so I grabbed one of the models, and I was like, come here for a second, let me do it. And so we practiced like in secret, you know. So I was like, don't tell him I don't know how to do this. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I won't tell anybody. And I did it. It took me like 3 times. I was like, foot stress, sweat bullets. I was like, oh my God. It's just like, my career is going down in flames. Stupid fishtail braids. So luckily, finally, by like the 3rd time, oh, can you see? I'm sorry. Finally, by the 3rd time, I got it. And I was like, hallelujah. I got these fishtail braids. I did them. The photographer was like, beautiful. They look amazing. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's good. You know, it's another day at the office. I looked at the model. Was like, we dodged the bullet on that. It was like not cute. But this is cute. See? I don't know what it looks like. I just see the ball in the back, and it's like, it looks like something, right? What's that look like? Oops. See, it's a little bit big on this side, and then this side needs a little bit of loving. Anyway, she knows what's going on. Go on set. Do your thing. All right, so this is like, you know, you can do this and hawk it up and make it really cool, and so, you know, it's just another, but it doesn't look crimped, and it doesn't look you know, like overly textured with like that small pin technique, you know, that people love doing. My favorite number 4 products would be the support solution. I love using it as a finishing product on dry hair. It gives you a great blow dry, but I personally like using it on dry hair. It just gives a really great pristine finish. And the style and prep is great. I mean, it smells wonderful, and it gets rid of tangles, and it just sets the hair really nicely. And it's a good cutting solution for razor cutting as well. So I encourage you to get out there, play around, use these products that work. You know, get out there, play around with your friends. If you're really serious about it, you know, there shouldn't be any excuse for you not to do it. You know, go out there, be an artist, be a creative, and have fun.